504. It's also going to get the DoorLink model 3610 with the torsion spring system. So this is an extension door. The springs are older than the door. Somebody left the old springs up when they decided to swap out the door. You can see how the spring is overstretched in certain spots. Extension door, it's a bit canted. You can see how that one is actually, so offset that, yeah, it's not good. Anyway, so we're going to take out the old opener. We're going to put in a new door. Again, this is a double-sided steel insulated door. So the door is going to look a lot the same from the outside. So that's the inside of the door. We'll give a better shot in a little bit. I'm going to set the camera up here out of the way, so hopefully I get a good view of everything. And well, let's see how it goes. Please ask questions if you have any, and I probably won't be able to answer them on the spot, but as soon as I get an opportunity, I'll be happy to. So let's see what we got. Hopefully that's a pretty good view. We want to see everything. So as I'm taking it down, you'll know. Again, I'll try to walk myself through this to see what is and isn't going on. Let's turn that right. There we go. All right. So I'm going to lift the door up. I'm going to cut the springs and take it back down. In past videos, I've cut them all down, but that's usually in a house and going like that. There's no tension on these springs at all when it's up. So I'm not going to worry about any of these parts. None of this is any good. Me, I like to keep everything, try to keep it as clean as possible as I'm working so I don't step on it, or as forgetful as I am, it'll stay that way. So now I can take the door down, let the opener do the work. I'm not worried about it because the opener's not staying. A lot of people find amazing is how quickly a door can come down. It comes down really quick. The hard part is always taking, it's not even putting it up. More of the prep to get it done. I'll take this straight on the truck and take it down. I don't know if you can see this photo out here, but these are from LiftMaster. It's a Chamberlain opener. Actually, I think it's a Craftsman, all made by LiftMaster. Oh, that's screwed in place, so that's... I had a good morning. I had a really, really good morning. And these are probably 18 gauge hinges. We're going to drop it all the way down to, I believe they're 14 gauge hinges. Much, much different. We've got a blog up on the website about this. gauges of steel. So if you're inquisitive about how the gauges of steel works, check out the blog. Pretty insightful. Like I said, the door comes down. Oh, the good thing about this is we carry everything right here. We shouldn't need to take this door apart and put it together. Now those photo eyes, they still work. I'll leave them here. So they'll have a backup set of photo sensors simply because they work. If they work, I'll put the new ones on and they'll have a backup set. If they get hit or anything like that, they don't have to worry about it. All right, I got me a square head bolt up there. Well, if Tom was here, he'd have the right tools to take that bad boy out. Me, I got to use the old, I don't know what they call it. It's got the little pins in it. All right, well, I'm actually going to bring the camera. I don't really want to do this too much, but I'm going to bring the camera up and show you a couple spots. So, right there. I don't know if you can really spot that up there, but they got all kinds of nuts and washers and everything to keep the door from rubbing up against that with the cable. And they don't have it on this side. Oh, that one there is not even working very well. So, wow. Anyway, so I'll get back to work. Oh, hopefully we get a few people watching. Hopefully people have questions. Give us a call at any time. Doesn't matter what state you're in, doesn't matter where you're at. Information is always free. All right, so let's get back to this. Had a good morning. I did. Certain things will put a smile on your face and just keep it there the whole day. Oh, got another one. So somebody used a shim on either side of this. I'm gonna guess it was probably to hold it away from the wall like they did this. I want everything snug. I want everything nice and tight. So that's not gonna look good. What do we got holding that up there? Looks like a 7/16. Reach in my back pocket. Pain on there sometimes makes it difficult. I'm not even going to play with this. I'm going to put a pair of vice grips on there to take that back hang down. Take this side off, don't worry about that. So I went with a 15-inch radius on this. It's quite a bit larger than the other one, but it'll take it up and get it out of closer to the rafters. I'm gonna get a pair of vice grips. Gotta bend that around. If you see me climbing up on the ladder, like the top rung, don't be too upset. That's what it do. So this has got an S hook on it, and someone bent it to get it to hold the spring. Doesn't need that, which is probably why they didn't swap it out. On the back of the truck. take something out, I always try to bring something in. Let's take the other side off. Sometimes things just don't work out like they want to. Okay, opener's coming down also because I'm going to put in a new 87 504 belt drive opener by LiftMaster. Personal opinion, it is the best. Saved our light bulb because it has a 360 LED. Tom's areas would be going so much faster. Tom's the best, hands down. I know it, I accept it. Trying to figure out the best way to get this down. And I'm going to cut it. I'm not even going to play the game. All right. Put my ladders in, set them out of the way. Tools away. I'm not going to use it. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but we use Ryobi for everything. All right, now the one thing that I do hate, and I don't like it at all, and it's trim. Oh God, do I hate trim. This is really narrow trim. No trim across the top then. All of the little things is what takes up time. Oh, I was originally going to go live on a 14-foot wide, 7-foot tall floor tomorrow in Soulard. However, got a feeling it's not going to be a fun job. And my morning won't go as well as it did this morning. Hint, hint. So, figured, well, I'm in a good mood, everything's going well, take advantage of it. All right, so measure. Bring it to where a nail is nice and tight so I can hold it there. Bring it across. We are at 184 3/4. Now the trim perimeter weather seal is meant to, keep the weather out. And me talking, I forgot what I measured. So I'm going to measure it again because I didn't say the right number out loud. So let's do it again. 94 3/4. That box is in my way. Now, when you're putting the perimeter weather seal up, we use galvanized nails, not aluminum. The aluminum will bend very easily. And if you've got a hardy board or something behind that wood, it will bend, and it's a burr getting it, pulling it out. Same thing with ring shank nails. They're Whew, they're worse than a burr to get out. Nailing these in, don't know if you can see it, but I'm going every 8 to 10, 8 to 12 inches on there. So when I put it up, it'll hold up well. When I bring it to the inside, because we have adjustable jam brackets. So those jam brackets are going to hold up really well, and I'll be able to push them. Went a little long, which is okay. I can cut a little bit off so I get it snug up there. Like that. Well, if it's going to go right with everybody watching. I feel like if Caroline's watching, maybe I feel like Bob Ross sitting there talking like this. I'm checking to make sure I don't have any nails sticking out. Because they'll pop a hole right in my trim. So the trim is going to keep out the weather, but it covers up a lot of the bumps where sometimes 92 3/4 people will bump up against the edge, you know, bend that side. So I just forgot again. Boy, getting old. I would normally have my radio going, but I think YouTube would get rid of the video because I don't own the rights to the music. You'd think if they put it on the radio, but they know it's hitting the airwaves. Now, sometimes when I do the trim like this, I'll cut the inside edge because there's a spot where it flares out. I want to fit around that. I'll bring it up, even it out, put it in place. Now, when we do the doors, we include the perimeter weather seal in the cost. To me, it's just one of those things that you should put it in because it makes the door look better, helps it seal much better. 2 3/4. Good part is this looks like it's going to be a level, semi-level floor, which is weird looking at those corners where I see a little dip in the middle. I did it again. Talking too much. again, well, you can't see me, but I'm doing this. So I'm going to attempt to move this over this way. So maybe we can see everything that's going on. Oh, let's see. I'm hoping I just knocked the shovel. I just knocked the shovel off. But now you can see a little better. I didn't realize it. So let's do this now. Want it to all look clean. Everything. Okay. All right, trim's up. Put this away. I'm gonna pop the bag open. Again, that's a 15-inch radius track. I'll try to talk about that a little more in a little bit. I'm going to open up the hardware. Now, I'll open up the hardware. The far side here. Bottoms. And bearing bracket. Jam bracket. Slide bracket. All goes on the track. Now, drums. fixture. Center bearing bracket, center bearing. Thank you. So if anybody's watching, you want to hear a joke, what do you do with your boat if it's feeling sick? You take it to the dock. Try to put everything in my pockets. Got that little pattern. And all of these nuts and bolts will be used. Separate the wood lags. This is what holds the track up against the wall. These for holding the spring to the shaft and the bearing. Now I'll separate all my hex screws, also known as self-drillers or self-tappers. They are, technical term is a tech screw. And they do cut through the steel. Now I'm going to go down and put the track together. Then I'll put the spring together, and then I'll put this door up in no time. Jam brackets, they come numbered and they are tiered out so they will stack away from the door. So 5 and 5, and a 6 is the next one up. If this was an 8 high door, it would have a 7, and then corresponding every foot height that goes up, so we get another jam bracket. Slide bracket. It goes on, a couple track bolts. Put this together, and what this does is it's got this little piece that looks like a flag right here. It goes and holds each part of the track together, the vertical and the horizontal. Now, hopefully you can see this. There are letters on this, a left and a right. But easy way to remember, this piece goes away so that it'll connect to the door, or to the wall. If it's on the inside, it'll get in the way of the drum that pulls the cable. Last nut and bolt. Strap in here out of the way. Going to put the spring together. Now I'm going to do it from this side. Normally it would be on the back. You won't be able to watch me put it together. Huh, guess I didn't bring the spring in. I didn't bring the spring in. I did bring the spring in. All right, so this is a torsion spring. This is a 2-inch diameter torsion spring. Slide it in. All right. They have colors on the end that correspond to the side it goes to. So with this one, going to the left. You think that, but the red is a right wound. You want the wind pointed towards you. This is a 2-inch bearing. It goes in and keeps the spring centered on the shaft. The other side is black, goes right on. Center bearing bracket. 2 nuts and bolts. Now, learn from Tom that we put the nut on the inside, gets that long bolt out of the way so we don't have a problem finding the slot for the wood lag to go in. Spring is now put together. I'll set it out of the way. Now I'm going to grab nails and I am going to grab a operator bracket. Now, use nails to put the door up in the air. Okay? Actually, let me show you something else first before I get into that. All right. Go to a lot of jobs where people don't like the fact that their bottom seal looks short. And it is short because it contracted. So what a lot of companies will do is they'll cut it right here at the edge. We don't. We go over about 3 to 4 inches, cut it. And then what we'll do is tuck it in. So we'll flip it around and tuck it right in. So you've got something that give it some resistance when it's pulling. But also, if it does happen to pull it through, it's going to just pull more of the seal out, so you're not stuck with a 4 or 5 inch piece that looks like it's missing from the edges. I'm going to put the step plate and lift handle on this far side. Again, you'll see we're using Ryobi for everything. It's just a great tool, especially for the price. Now, I don't like putting the lift handle in the middle on a torsion door. It doesn't have to be, because the spring is picked up, it picks the door position, so it doesn't matter where you pick it up at. I put the step plate right here on the bottom fixture, because I know it's going low enough, and then I'll put the lift handle right above it. Now, sometimes you even ask about these. The door is getting an 87504 by LiftMaster, so it's a battery backup opener. So I know it's always going to work. And power goes out, you don't have to worry about reaching down. Now, before I said that once you start on the door, we're going to fly through it. We'll fly through it. The hard part is done. Putting all those little things together is what takes the time. With the impacts, this goes pretty smooth. I will try to remember to grab a 2x4 to put between that space, so I've got more space for the spring mount. And I'll grab some deck screws while I'm out there. Like I said, I went out and got nails. So what I'll do is I'll nail this in place. I'll make sure that the screw is pushed in. Nice. And then I've got the same amount of space on either side. Now the reason we do this is when we put the track up, we want the track to fit the door in the opening, not the other way around. This door just has to fit into this opening. So I said it would look level before. Get out my level, put it on, it's in the bubble. You just sometimes can't look at it and tell very well, so that's what we do. Keep throwing everything out of my way. And then I do the top. All the doors we put in, we try to put a support strut. It just adds more structure to it. set it out of the way. Okay, so the bottom section gets the number 1 end hinge. The second section up will get the number 2 end hinge, and the third section gets the 3 end hinge. And they tear out. So as it's going out, it pulls away from the door, because when we're on the track, we adjust it accordingly. I kind of do it a little different. I'll make this one now. I'll flip it over. Number 2 will be there. So once I start stacking it all the way up, it's just a matter of picking it up, putting it in. Everything stay aligned, I'll go ahead and connect this hinge so it also doesn't have a way to fall. Finish putting all the light tech screws in. doors standing, clean up just a little bit. Horses out of the way. And I forgot to get a piece of tobacco. So I will go out in a moment. Get the cable and rollers in. Rollers. Now our supplier, distributor, thank you Chris, uses an 11 ball bearing nylon coated precision roller. It's quiet. It's extremely quiet. So nylon coated rollers is by far the best way to go. I'm gonna go grab that 2x4 and put it up before I do the track. So, let's see, springs from that way, so we're gonna go on that side with it. Now, there's a huge difference in a torsion system and an extension system. The torsion doesn't care where it's at. It's gonna pick up the door using that torsion spring, no matter where that cable is located at. As long as that cable's connected, we're good. Like I said, I'm using deck screws, so I know they're not coming out. They're not just gonna pull out. But I want to make sure I get a good bite. Alright, I'm ready to put this track up. Alright, so hopefully I'll talk a little more now. Once again, tighten up the pants a little bit. So we went with a 15-inch radius track versus the 12. So it's really going to lift this up quite a bit from where it was before. Put it in the pocket. Work on the left side first because that's my odd side. So now I'll pull in the bottom 3 sections nails because I'm now going to set the track the way I want it, so it's tight up against the door. But I also want to make sure that there's play. Come out because my top section is still up against the wall. My bottom one, I use the foot to push it in all the way. So I know it's up against the seal. Level. Put it right on. Make sure everything is level. Nice thing about being tall is I can use my shoulder for this. Make sure that the track is level. I'll put another lag in. Level will now go on the horizontal track to make sure it's level. I'll put in another wood lag on the front at the top. push that in. Hot fish. Pull this nail. To the other side. Well, I got lucky that this fits in there. Sometimes it doesn't. You gotta use everything by hand. That little horizontal track. Track is in place. Now, because the track is aligned, I'm going to go ahead and jump back here, level this, so I don't have to do it later. And I will put that up. You know, one of the greatest things that Tom taught me was make sure you got the right tools for the job. Boy, it makes a world of difference. It really does. There. Clean all that out of there. Any of this steel gets into that nylon. Bad day. To the other side. The floor is level, the building's not. Now, a lot of times you'll see springs that are set in the middle. It's more aesthetics than it is anything. To a torsion spring system, it doesn't matter. And once I get this up, I'll explain a little more. Now I'm going to okay, don't know how well you can see on this side. I'll show you again on that side. So I'm bringing the cable up. This is the drum. We call it the drum. I always call it the TD1A from where I first started doing garage doors that many years ago. Thank you, Bobby. It was a good company. I often think what I'd be doing if I was still there. A lot of good people there. RL, yeah, I learned a lot. I like to say that they're all still friends too. All right, so I put it on, I tightened it down, I wrapped it around. I'm using vice grips. Vice grips are going to be put in place, something to hold that from slipping while I go to put on the other side. So I'm going to come over here. Hopefully you have a little better view. So I'm going to wrap it around. Now the torsion system works by lifting, so the drum is connected, the spring is connected to this rod, the shaft. We call it the spring shaft. So it's connected to that. The shaft goes down and has these drums. The drums have the cables. So the cables work in unison to pick it up as one complete item. On an extension spring door, each spring is independent of one another. So it takes a real balancing act to get them to work the same. When one starts to weaken, the other one, if it's not the same weakness, it's gonna, be crooked, go up. It'll wear on the pulleys and it'll get that infamous shimmy and a shake. Now with these drums and this spring, it goes 1 foot, one complete turn for every foot height of the door. It's a 7-foot high door. It's going to take 7 turns. 8, I did half, so 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I know I counted 28, but I was using quarters in my head, so 4 times 7 is 28. Thank you, Ms. Holzhauser, Huffman School, Cahokia, Illinois. So anyway, so that's done. Now, once I get this tightened, I'll take the vice grips off. Now, I should be able to pick this door up just a couple fingers because the spring is now doing all the work. Just like the garage door opener. The opener is an extension of your hand. So it's heavy for you, it's heavy for the opener. I let it go, it should sit there. I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to add. I have to remember to get the vice grips. Forget it quite often. When it's a single spring system, there's nothing to hold the cables in place. Just like that. Again. I want the door to sit wherever I stop it at. Just like that. So now I'm going to clean up my mess and then I will get started on the opener. The opener shouldn't be too bad because, well, the opener's already done. So this is the professional line bell rail. I'm actually going to move the phone camera down this way a little bit. So you can see a little better. So that is the LiftMaster Professional Line to go buy, let's say, a Chamberlain, which is a good opener, a very good opener actually, it wouldn't come with this T-rail. That's the biggest difference in them. You're going to have everything fit inside that box. So I'm going to open up a little bit of space here, stretch the belt a little bit. I'm going to move my bag all the way down there. So I've got everything here. I'm going to move the camera to the other side now, give us a better view of what's going on, I hope. All right. This is the best opener you can purchase, hands down. It's quiet, smooth, connect to the internet, has LED lights. And again, Chamberlain has something equivalent to it, but it doesn't have the warranty, it doesn't have that rail. Rail's huge. Shout out to Caroline. Great job on your chest yesterday, babe. I'd love to give somebody else a shout out that's gonna go sign up for school, but I'd get in trouble. Got too good of a morning, don't want to get in trouble. Two bolts on top, pop them out. This T-rail will connect with this. I gave it more space so I can just push it in place, because I'll go down to the other end and open up the spring down there. It's really important to open up that spring. And what I do is I'll just use my palm and start spinning it. That's on. Cap. Now I'll stay right here and line everything out. So I really don't have to get back down here again. Notice the cap's already got grease inside of it, so it doesn't need any more. Once this thing is greased with the grease pack that comes with it, this rail will never need it again. It's very important it has it, but once that's on there, it won't need it again. That's a grease pack. I'll do that last. So I'll take this puller all out. Got Matchbox 20 coming to town. I asked him, you today if he wanted to go, and kind of sort of almost told a fib, and told him, oh, he could take his wife. He decided for me to go. First concert ever here, so it was in fact I won't one. Anyway, I'll shut up about that. So I'm going to spool this out. Now these comes with the nuts and bolts. Goes there, slides it in. Bracket goes over, and this comes. Now we're also going to go live during the home show while we construct the whole booth, and then we're going to have a questions and answer session afterwards. So if you have questions, let us know. But we're going to go over a lot of different things, and it'll be Tom. And I don't know if anybody heard me say it earlier, but yeah, Tom's the best. He really is. A little wing nut right there. Hold that in place. Just there. Put the arm together. Once I get up and down here, my old butt don't want to get back down. You know what? Do it right. Do it be done. Don't need any problems later. Last thing I want to do is come back. The only time I want to come back is if somebody runs into it or spring breaks. But the red and white spool wire is for the push button. This has got the premium roll button. And we'll go over that once I get everything up. Could have got away with using this wire, but again, there's no sense. There really is no sense. All right, now we're going to start running wire. So I'm going to pop this spring here. So I don't know how well you can see it. So it's got this little piece here. Spin it, and this felt has got slack. We don't want that. So we spin it, and then I'll keep spinning this, and you should hear a pop. There it is. You go a little more, but that's the popping. There's a little piece in there that popped out, so it'll stretch that out. Put the pull cord on. Alright, we'll put the camera back up on the shelf here. So we're going to put that back up here while we put the opener. I'm going to staple the photo eyes up now. Now, I carry the stapler in my pocket. If anybody wants to make fun, because yeah, I feel like I'm a little kid and I got me a little cat gun in my pocket, and I'll spin it around. So, throw this over, and then what I'll do is bring it all the way to the floor. Let it sit there. I'll get my screwdriver out, put a few curly cues in it. Does two things. One, makes it look good, but it also gives a little extra wire. I go straight to the bottom fixture, or the jam bracket. So if you were listening, we've got the jam bracket. I go to the low one, and then I'll take it and I'll just put a staple behind it and pop it in. They used to give staple some of those hammer end staples with these, but they kind of stopped. So, but staples are too cheap to not make sure that it's in there good. Now I'll jump to the other side, do the same thing. Now I'll just run it up. Now I can use my ladder. Now, on this particular opener, all the wiring goes on the left side. So if this was a 16-foot door, you worry about how much wire you got, but because it's a small door, it's not so bad. So I'm going to stop it right here. And I'll run it up this side and then back it down. Again, it's all about aesthetics. If you're going to do it right, do it. If you're done, don't worry about it. And I want all the wires together. We'll see some people run it up the sides and then to the back. Don't like it. It's not as aesthetically as pleasing. So because, like I said, this is a small door, I can run it all the way over to that one and not worry about it. I'll have enough wire. And then I'll run it straight down here, so it looks good. Most people don't worry about if it looks good or not, if it looks good. But if it looks tacky, it'll be pulling out. So I'm going to run it down this beam to to this one because this is probably where I'm going to connect everything at. We're going to put a piece of steel across the back and let it come down to it, but we'll do that in a moment. So I'm going to get my impact. My arm, I connected the arm earlier, so it's ready to go. But I need my bracket for this. Because it's a professional line, it has a wider front end to it. So I'll take out the old one. I'll put the arm on first so it's out of the way. Because it's 15-inch radius track, it should be so much smoother. What I'm doing now is I'm shortening the arm.